Hello friends, David here, Central Cal Piper. It is Wednesday, straight high noon right now. Actually 12:01, but close enough. I wanted to say, high noon, it sounds kind of neat. So anyway, I'm just sitting here in my car, in my garage. Doors open, closed. Hopefully no neighbors will walk by here, the car running and think I'm trying to do myself in with carbon monoxide. Well, it's too hot outside on my patio right now, and the car is air conditioned. It's like it's 90 degrees outside, but in the car it's a comfy, I don't know, I've got as cold as it will go, so it feels really nice. Smoking my Savinelli 673 Oceana. Now I wanted to show you something. You'll notice there that I've got black covering on the stem. It's actually heat shrink tubing, and I was going to say, now this was my first attempt. Obviously I could have probably gotten away with 1/3 of that amount, but you put it over the pipe stem, you heat it up with a match or a lighter, and it shrinks right to the stem. And what's really nice is that unlike the softy bits, it's a very thin coating of basically plastic or whatever material is, but it has a very nice feel to the teeth. Actually, you can see there's a little impression where my teeth go. Now, what's nice is it actually feels very comfortable on the teeth. It gives you a really good hold. So, unlike the softy bits that can fall off, this thing is not going anywhere unless I cut it off. So, it's really nice. So, I got about 50 feet of this on Amazon for about $6, I think, and it's 1/2 inch because I wasn't sure the size, but 1/2 inch works well, especially for this size pipe. But anyway, I'm impressed. I'm probably going to take this one off and put a newer one, a small one on, but for right now, even though it covers the majority of the stem, I really love the way it feels and it makes the pipe even more comfortable than before. So, smoking some English Luxury Flake this morning. Don't have any nail holes in my shirt yet, so that's good, because I was smoking while driving, but I had the windows up actually with the AC on, so I didn't have to worry too much about flying ash everywhere today. Just have to give the car a good venting before I pick up Amy. She is visiting with her mom for a few hours, so I came back home to spend some time smoking and maybe watching videos. Turn the air back on. I just finished watching Parsons Progress. Father John took us shopping. I don't know why, but that's intriguing to me to watch someone else shop, especially in a different country, because you're not familiar with any of the brands or anything like that, but it's just kind of interesting to see. It was fun to watch him do his shopping. So, just finished that video. And today's been a nice day so far. Got up at 5 a.m. this morning. My wife Amy up at 7, so I had 2 hours of devotional, Bible reading, praying, read the newspaper, smoking my pipe. Oh, it was a nice 2 hours. 7 o'clock, I woke her up. 7:15, we're out the door, went for a walk. It was already about 75, but the sun was hot as blazes when it was shining directly on us, even at 75 degrees. No, it was 70 this morning. We decided that 75 was a cutoff point. Once it gets above 75, it is pretty hot out there, so we're walking and all that. So anyway, we may have to get earlier starts from now on. But this morning, 7:15 to 7:45, then I came home, did my weights for a half an hour. Got a big fan in the garage, otherwise it's pretty stuffy in here. Then I forgot to mention this in my videos. My church has been looking for a pastor for about a year now. Our former pastor left back at the end of December, and we've been filling the pulpit with guest speakers. And there's one gentleman at church that's been filling the pulpit more often than anyone else. But we have a new pastor finally. His name is Jeff. He's a young guy. He's about the age of my oldest daughter, Emily. She's 34. I think he's the same age, 34. Got two cute little kids and a nice wife. And pulpit committee, he is an interesting story, and I didn't know all this until later, but I guess probably 10 years ago or so, he used to live close to the church, and he would go for walks in the evening, and we have a large cross at our church that was constructed, when the church first bought the property and we started building. There was a gentleman in our church at the time who was a welder, so he put together this nice cross for us, and it's probably about 8 feet tall, and it has benches all the way around it, so you can sit and pray or read the Bible or meditate or whatever. Well, he used to go and sit there on his walks and just think and pray and all that, and he did it for a long time. And then one night he decided to call up a friend of his to see if she wanted to just come out there and visit. So she said she would. So I guess they spent a lot of evenings out there talking by the cross. Well, eventually they started dating, and he asked her to marry him at that same cross on our church campus. He didn't even attend our church. He just liked the cross and the setting out there. So he proposed, she accepted, they got married, and now they've got two little kids. But about, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 months ago, he found that our church had an opening. He found that our pastor was resigning. He followed us, I guess, on Facebook because of the cross situation. He was interested in knowing more about our church. And he found the pastor's resignation and retirement. So he shot an email to our church secretary, and she corresponded with him for a while. They wouldn't hear from him for a while. She sent him our church mission statement and our beliefs and all that, because he wasn't from our denomination, or Church of God. Actually, it's non-denominational, but I don't know why they say that. There's no membership, but it is kind of a denomination. It's the non-Pentecostal Church of God. We're based in Henderson, Indiana. Anyway, she sent him our beliefs, and she didn't hear from him, so she just figured he wasn't interested. And then a couple months later, he wrote back and said, well, I'm just following up. I want to see if you guys are still looking for a pastor. So she arranged him to come and talk with the pulpit committee, which I was on at the time. And we had a couple of interviews with him, which went really well. He asked us questions too, which was kind of scary. A big question of, what do you think your church needs most? I said, well, right now we know most need a pastor. But you need to think about how to answer it and not sound like an idiot. So anyway, did that. Pulpit committee liked him. We decided to have him come in. Sorry, I'm getting a text message. We decided that have him come in and preach. So we had him come in and preach. The church loved him. Everyone thought he was great. Met his whole family. So next Sunday we announced a vote. We have to have a 1 week notice of a vote for the pastor. So we did that, and then last Sunday we voted, and it was unanimous, 40 to 0. We only have about 40 people there. That's pretty normal for us. Anyway, the church voted to approve from this pastor. So I'm currently the chairman of the board of trustees. I've only been there for about a month because we had another gentleman who resigned, so I was the vice chair, so now I'm the chairman. Anyway, so this morning I got to go meet him at the church and sign a contract, which was really exciting for me. I just thought that was really neat. So he's now our official pastor, and after a year, 6 months of no pastor, we finally have one, and I'm excited. I think he's going to do great things for the church, and I'm going to let him know that we're there for him. Whatever he needs, let us know. So that was exciting. So that's what I've done today pretty much. No physical labor outside after my weights. Took Amy to her mom's house. She needed the garage switch. She needed replaced. I did that. Of course, I got a phone call about 2 minutes ago from Amy saying it's still not working. So I don't know what to say. It's a new part that we ordered. I think it's a wiring issue or something going inside the wall maybe, but I don't know what else to do. I'm supposed to go there in a couple hours and check it out again, take it off the wall, and see what's going on. But it was simple, just two places to screw in, 2 screws to connect the wires. It was a simple operation. For some reason, it's not working. So I'll have to check that out. But anyway, that's my day so far, guys. It's only about 12:10, so it's still fairly early in the day. So hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.